All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. And I have the brother Kala Genesis on with us tonight. And tonight we're going to be discussing how black political figures are keeping black America in bondage. Case in point, Maxine Muddy Waters. Goodness, fighting for everything but black people, legal aliens. She wants to troll Donald Trump, but she doesn't want to address the issues in the black community in LA or black community in general. Then you have John Lewis, same thing, fighting for illegal aliens, wants to sing kumbaya for the LGBTQ community, but they are not fighting for issues that specifically affect black people here in Atlanta. So, Kyla, what's going on? I know you're going to break down the history and the background of just how
Okay.
black political figures have completely sold out.
Okay. You got me.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
go ahead.
Check this out. What's going on is this, as it's been going on for the hundreds. When you look at Black America right now, there's a reason that everything is designed and cause and effect, right? Black America right now is, you look at all the major cities and everything like that. It's in a complete shambles. Complete shambles. There's absolutely nothing in Chicago. It doesn't. The political system is so corrupt. It's so inept in everything. Everybody's out for their own interest and everything. It's almost like the political system can't solve any problems. You know, the political system can't solve any problems. So what do people do? People become apolitical. They drop out of the political thing. They give up on the system. And what this is what happens is people start going into things like crime, dysfunction, and all this behavior that they then turn around and complain that black people are doing. You know, if you do not feel safe, if you do not feel protected, if you don't feel enfranchised, and if you don't feel all these things that you're part of a system, why do you go out there? Should you get out there and vote? Black voter turnout is at the lowest it's ever been. You know, we turned out for Obama because okay, there's a huge number of black people want to see a black president. You know, I can understand that. I can understand people wanting to go vote for Obama because in the abstract, like I said, hope and all of us, what we did was this: we didn't criticize our people for liking Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying, let me put that out there. You know, we gave Barack Obama 8 years. If you look at all my old shows from 2008, we gave Barack Obama a pass. He's black. You know, you love the beautiful family. Okay, that's good for Black America. We were hoping that would inspire black people to get into other things and get more political and where none of that happened. Why? Because instead of Barack Obama being a transformative president, saying that okay, let's build upon the good that Black America is about. Let's build upon the black family, the black culture, and everything. He had an agenda when he came in there, which was a far left sort of Marxist socialist agenda that basically marginalized black people. In other words, white people vote based on the fact that they are white. You know, make no mistake about that. When white people vote and everything like that, there's no accident that white people make sure the courts are dominated by white males, white people in general. The police departments in the area are white and everything like that. You may be a fool. We may be fools of thinking, oh, it doesn't matter if who gets to be police chief, who gets to be the district attorney, who gets to be the judge on the bench. But white people show up to every civic league, every meeting, everything, and they make sure that their interests and everything like that and their posterity is going to be protected. Now, you ask black people, well, what do we have to protect? What do we have to build upon and everything? And then, so if we don't have anything tangible to protect and everything, why are we participating in politics? Politics is about preserving what you already have and expanding upon what you already have. Okay, expanding upon what you want, getting all extra things, but also preserving things that you already have, and you want to keep things in things tangible. Then you got the other side of politics that says, okay, I have this ideology, this ideal, I want to change or be transformative or whatever, right? You can do that when you're white, you're the majority. Black people do not have that ability to change anything. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have numerical number. And I ask the question again, why do we go out there and vote? Majority of black people do not benefit from abortion. You know, people say, "Well, God, you get some." Look, that's doesn't matter. But we give the Democrats our vote, and I'm not saying stumping for Republicans by no means. We give the Democrats our vote. What do the Democrats give us? You know what I'm saying? What are we voting for? We're voting for abortion. The big thing right now is this new Supreme Court nominee that's coming up. They say that could return Roe v. Wade. Now you got black people out there who black women are, what they say, the highest number of abortions among black women. You know what I'm saying? The highest number. So so in other words, basically, we are so enamored with the Democrats that we're gonna go out there and say, okay, you know something? Instead of teaching these girls abstinence or have the baby put it up for adoption or encourage marriage or whatever like that.
Hey, let me cut you off. We're gonna teach them feminism.
Yeah, we're gonna teach them all this stuff. So in other words, basically, okay, black women, since we have no intention of giving your building a black family up, which is all we wanted, you know, black men being able to take care of their families, raising, which what most young black men want to do. Most black men want to raise their kid and with their girl and everything. But you know, we tell the black girls you don't need a black boy. You know what I'm saying? You got Section 8, you got welfare. We'll even give you grants to go to college and get your associates, and then you really feel like you don't need a male. Okay, we're gonna do all these things and everything like that, right? But we're gonna still call you a so-called black community that's gonna march to the polls, even though the community is not making any progress. Black America has not made any social progress in 50 years. In 50 years, I look at pictures from the 1960s of black people walking down Main Street in nice suits and ties and
Whoa. Hey, Kyle, I gotta interject real quick, man. I'm sorry. Okay, I went to Lenox Mall today in Atlanta.
oh boy, oh boy.
Man, Kyle, it was excuse my language, and my son's right here as well. It was a fucking freak show, Kyle.
Oh yeah,
I mean, Kyle, there were men in there. There were men in there in full spandex bodysuits. I mean, you had girls in there just, I mean, booty implants. You had girls in there freaking just half naked, you know, and as a man, of course, you that appreciates women and loves. I'm sorry, Bella. I'm sorry. I apologize for dropping F-bomb. I apologize. I apologize. I mean, you had, I mean, I love women. I
so do
absolutely
I.
love women. But it was just to the point. It was just like, oh my goodness. I mean, you had that going on. It was just a freak show. I've
Right.
never, because I haven't been to Lenox Mall in years.
Now compare that to
Man,
the malls. Yeah, check this out. Compare that to the malls, the mall scene and the black scene of the 1950s, 60s, 70s, excuse me, going into the 80s. People are well dressed back in the days. Girls look good and everything like that. You see boy trying to get girl look cute. You got the fly girl. Remember that's all Latoya. Fly girl
yeah.
Latoya, whatever.
Kyle, let me read some of these comments in the chat room. B Mode 32. I stopped going to Linux in 2012. Seen two trannies like 6'7" eyeballing me and my brother. B Mode, it was that times 100 today at Linux Mall. I mean, every trap star, rapper, fake video, bootleg vixen, every moist male you could think of. It was just an absolute freak show, Kyla. An
Yeah,
absolute freak show. Oh my God.
yeah, and that's what you have in Black America right now. You know what I'm saying? And this is what they want. The reason why they want this is because they know you're stupid. We're stupid. We don't have a political. If the socialization of Black America is that damaged or whatnot, how can you count on those same people to make an informed decision about who they're going to vote for? You know what I'm saying? So therefore, anybody can get up there and basically say, okay, this is what we need to vote for. Who we vote for? Why? Because you don't have any continuity. You have no long term what you're trying to build. Before it was all about black pride, black power, knowledge is king. Remember those days? You know what I'm saying? The HBCU, knowledge is power, knowledge is king. All this stuff like this. So the culture of Black America has been so dumbed down and everything like that that we are politically sick as a people. We'll go out there, and this is the reason why John Lewis is still your representative in that area. You know what I'm saying? Because the people are sick. You know what I'm saying? And the political class likes it that way. You cannot have a political class absent a cultural and a social context that put them there. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want about white America and everything like that. When you see their politicians like Paul Ryan, he's really representing those white people in the suburbs he shakes hands with and that put him in there. You know what I'm saying? When you see all the white politicians, they sit in their congressmen, they are representing their people or they're out within 2 or 3 terms. You know what I'm saying? A black politician knows the people are sick. You know what I'm saying? The people have no real political vision. They know that they're not going to benefit or benefit for you being in office. So all you have to do is get up there and scream and yell and talk all this vague abstractions about stuff, and then basically they'll go out there and vote for you because they're voting on emotion. Perfect example of this. Because we were black African slaves and everything, and we faced historic oppression, right? Now our sympathies, right? Our sympathies in Black America, this is what they did, right? The black political class does not belong to Black America anymore. You know what I'm saying? They've completely taken the Black political class, right? They're they're overlording over us, right? But there's nothing the black political class lobbies on behalf of Black America. Now it's the LGBT, the feminists, you know what I'm saying, abortion rights, illegal aliens, all these things that the black so-called political class has co-opted. Why? Because these people, these groups of people, make no mistake, this Jorge Ramos of Univision and everything, these people got all these black politicians in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? So what you have is a group of people, 45 million people, who have no political voice. The black politicians do not go to Congress with our interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? They don't go to Congress with our interests at heart. They don't go to the Senate interest at heart. They go and buy the Democratic playbook. This whole idea that this is the whole idea that we should be this I'm gonna dispel this myth. The whole idea that if we keep fighting, right, 100 years from now, America will be majority of people of color, and then everything will be all right. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're waiting for. But a new poll just came out saying that most Hispanics are now self-identifying as white. So what does that do for your idea that bringing these illegal aliens will shore up the numbers of your so-called brown black coalition? You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got blacks, we got the LGBT, we got the feminist whites of and the Hollywood weirdos, all these people, we're all aligned together and everything. And so a black man like myself, a black heterosexual man like myself, said, well, what do I have in common with the white people who smoke dope and all do all the stuff in Hollywood? I have nothing in common with them. I won't sit down and listen to any of these white people from Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing in common with them. I'll watch some of their movies and everything, but I don't want anything about their politics. Okay? What do we have in common with LGBTQ people? I don't have anybody that I know. I know a couple of people with LGBTQ and that, but they normally keep it to themselves. You know what I'm saying? What do I have with a white feminist person who's running around with this man hate? I saw this one video where this lady was talking about. Did you see a video where a lady was talking about chivalry's dead? We don't need you to open the damn door for us.
Yeah, that no 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 no. That was the Nigerian dusty feminist you're talking
No, this
about.
is a white lady. No, this was a white lady. This was a white lady. She was like, we can open the door for her. Then at the end of the video, she goes, my mother is a black belt in Taekwondo. You know what I'm saying? We could defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We don't need men and all this kind of stupid stuff. Well, I don't remember every female that I've known and whatnot, when their car breaks down or they need a tire change and everything like that, or they need money and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? They're not calling one of their girlfriends. Who are they calling? They're calling me or one of their guy friends. You know what I'm saying? So we have this freaking double standard. Oh, everybody wants independence. No, this is what the problem is, right? This is what the problem is. The problem is And the problem is on both sides. It's on the conservative side and liberal side, right? Everybody wants to be a white male. Hillary Clinton was if she got elected president, she was going to just be a white male with a vagina. You know what I'm saying? A white feminist, when they get in power, they're nothing. They're going to be white males with vagina. A lesbian gets in power, she's going to be a white male, lesbian in power. It's all about power. The white man has the power. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be that white man, that patriarch with the power. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? Damn black men and everything like that. Damn the heterosexual black men and everything who have a legitimate claim to want to have power. We want to build our families. We want to build our communities. We want a nation, all stuff like that. Oh no, you got to put that on hold because power and a black man using it for himself, using power for himself and his community is out of the question. That's completely out of the picture. You can't talk about that. You, a black man, have to be completely emasculated. You know what I'm saying? Completely deballed. You know what I'm saying? You have to get up there and scream about the illegal aliens, scream about this person and that person, scream about thing. You saw that embarrassing interview with Michael Eric Dyson and what's that Jordan? What's that guy? That white
Jordan Peterson. I haven't watched it. I didn't
it
watch it. I
was
haven't
so
watched it.
embarrassing. A completely emasculated, mulatto-looking black male talk about you're a white male, you have power. It's the guy's like, look, I'm just a human being. You're making me out to be a white man and stuff like that. You're oppressing yourself. Or basically, when Tariq Nasheed was on with that Jared thing talking about racism, white supremacy, racism, white supremacy, racism, white supremacy, blah blah blah, and the white male's like, well, where are you? Why don't you rise up? Rise up! Why don't you rise up and get some power and do for yourself? You mean to tell me, you black man, you can't build anything for yourself? You can't attain power? No, no, no. White supremacy. Got to the bottom. So what are you going to do? Sit here and complain about racism, white supremacy, forever? Or are you going to take the bull by the horn and get some power and then challenge us for the power? They're actually saying that. Why don't you guys be men and stand up for yourselves? No, see, the black political class in America, Barack Obama and all these other people and everything like that, they're not about black male empowerment. They're not about black men being men and everything. It's all about basically being non heterosexual white male and all stuff like this. And so we're supposed to go along with this. Now, everything Elder Cleveland once said that one time. He said, "Look," he said, "What did he say? It was in reference to the yeah, it was the war on poverty. The war on poverty had a lot of blowback. People don't notice from the Black Power movement, right? The Black Power movement was like, look, we don't want no charity. You know what I'm saying? We want to build our own. We want to build our own communities. We want to build. If we're going to be in America, we want to integrate into a pluralistic society. You know what I'm saying? Based on respect. You know what I'm saying? Based on equality and respect. You know what I'm saying? Just taking away from white people, right, is not going to be enough. We have to empower ourselves. And so, therefore, we're looked at as equals. We have what you have. You know what I'm saying? We have black business owners. We have black investors. We have black educators. We have all these things and everything. We have a quality of life for our own people and everything. And we have power. You know what I'm saying? Power over and self-determination over what we do. You know what I'm saying? Somehow that's not part of the equation right now as far as like black politics. Everything is dependency. You know what I'm saying? Everything is sitting back and basically saying nothing as a black man, as a black woman, and everything, and going along with the narrative of feminism, the LGBTQ, all this kind of freaking stupid ratchet stuff that basically is getting us absolutely nowhere. And the black political class is getting away with murder. Why? Because they don't even have to basically cater to us anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're openly talking about the LGBT and the first thing, what is the first thing Loretta does when she gets the Attorney General's office? She says, those of you who are transgender and want to use the bathroom, I'm going to fight for you. The office of the Attorney General is to not talk about Eric Garner, not get to the bottom of what happened with Michael Brown, not talk about George Zimmerman's civil rights violation of Trayvon Martin. No, 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 no. That does not matter. You know what I'm saying? The main thing is to make sure that the transgender, somebody who identifies as a woman, suddenly identifies as a woman, gets to use the bathroom of their choice. That's what was important. That's what was important to Barack Obama. That's what's important to the Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Black Caucus. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important to them. So what you have right now is these black political figures and everything. And what gets me is this. What gets me is this. They may control the black political class, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. Black America could basically go underground like we did before and become apolitical. You know, I heard Ramon Johnson say that one time. If black people withdraw from the political process in America, America's in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Once black people figure out that we really don't need the political process, we can sit out 2 or 3 election cycles and everything like that. This country is in serious trouble because they got to have you voting somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Republicans like it the way it is. Okay, you just vote Democrat, and we can pick a couple of you off for here, there, fine. But the bottom line is this: you cannot be 45 million people in this country and not do anything. You know what I'm saying? They create your agenda for you. You know what I'm saying? They create your agenda for you. For a couple of decades, it was affirmative action. We went out there, affirmative action, affirmative action. But when it came down to it, when they looked at the facts and the figures, very few black people benefited from affirmative action. What they do? It was white females, right? It was Latinos, Chinese. It was all about non-white and diversity. It wasn't about empowering the historic descendants of slaves. And now you got some people who now say that okay, now you have something going on. I'm not trying to throw shade at my African brothers and everything, Caribbean brothers, but there's favorable treatment being given to people from the islands in Africa in Ivy League colleges. Why? Because white America, again, they're trying to delay and stall with dealing with the descendants of African Americans, slaves. Why? Because we have these black protest groups. We talk about slavery. It makes people uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? The black, the fight for our ancestry, the justice for our ancestry, and everything is being marginalized by black politicians and black political talking heads who want to basically silence us and talking about what concerns, historical concerns that we have and everything. And so, therefore, be like this African immigrant. He doesn't talk about that stuff like this. Be like this person right here. Be like the Latino. You know what I'm saying? He works for less. He works hard labor. He gets paid this. He doesn't complain. You be like this. So in other words, what you have is Black America, like you said, in places like Los Angeles and everything, who are basically being completely marginalized. But yet you have Black political leaders. Yet you have, for decades, you had a Black mayor in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? You look at any sort of Black district right now, congressional district in America, Black people who live in Black congressional districts have the lowest standard of living and the lowest quality of life than Black people who live in districts that are not do not have any Black representation. And I can show you that right here where I live at in Hampton Roads. You know, we have in Newport News, we have a Black mayor, Black everything, Blacks on the city council, everything, and it's a war zone. Every night in Newport News, someone's shot. People as young as 8 years old are shot, killed, and everything. There was a recent police shooting up there. There's police shootings, and there's black on black murder, and everything's going to hell. And there's poverty, there's everything like that. But yet you have black political. You have a Black congressman from the area, Bobby Scott. You have a Black mayor. You have Black people on the city council. Black people on the police force, the top people on the police force. You have all that stuff like that. So where's the disconnect between you got all these people in charge, but you have no black nothing is being done. Baltimore. Do we even have to talk about Baltimore? The whole entire city, the city council, mayor, everything is black, but the place is hell on earth. You know, the black political.
Bro, did you said hell on earth?
Baltimore is a hell on earth. I wouldn't even go there on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even go there on Sunday. I wouldn't even pass by there on Sunday. You got but you have Black people controlling everything, and the people And I'm saying to myself, if the people have no jobs, no housing, they're living in dire poverty and everything like that, what the hell else do you want them to do? They're living in cramped quarters and they're living in filth and pie, living in less than third world conditions. Of course, you're going to have crime. Of course, you're going to have hate and violence and all stuff like this. And when something happens and everything like that, all hell's going to break loose. And so, therefore, like I said, the black political class, if they need to just the black political class, what they need to do is this. I don't think they ever will. They need to level with us. You know, say level with us. We got no power, and we cannot fix anything that's going on in Black America. We're just stringing you guys along. Why? Because you know what I'm saying, because we don't want to let Martin Luther King down. This is what Martin Luther King fought for and everything like that. Think about it. Think about it. They always say that, well, we came a long ways. You know, we were once slaves. Now we got people elected to high office and everything. We got people like us. So the average black person is sitting there like, okay, excuse me, this was what it was all about. Yeah, we've arrived. We got all these elected officials. That's good. Let's celebrate. But the thing is, the elected officials were not. We didn't elect Negroes just to get a paycheck and get on TV and look good and everything like that and give speeches and everything. We elected them to do something. Now, since they can't do anything, right? What they want to do is they, like you said, they want to troll on Trump. You know, he's a scapegoat. Now we got to do this war against Trump. Wait a minute here. What you want us to do is take take our eyes off the fact that you are collecting 150, $170,000 a year, and you don't produce no results. Of course, you want us to focus on Donald Trump and the Republic. We all know what they're all about. We all know Paul Ryan. We all know this, that, and the other thing. That's one thing. That's one issue. But the issue is, you guys are making all this money, and you guys told us, you sold us on the political system. You told us that you elect black leaders, you elect us, and everything like that, we would be better off and everything. Have you seen the evidence of these people in power that gave us anything that we could be proud of? You know what I'm saying? You know
Absolutely
what I'm
not.
saying?
Absolutely not. So with that being said, Kala, can you unpackage this when you debate, especially black people who are so-called educated, usually graduated from HBCUs,
Oh
and
Lord,
they always want to bring up, well, brother, Maxine Waters and John Lewis, you don't understand the policies that they're fighting for at the table with the Democratic Party, because black people aren't allowed to sit at the table with the Republicans. It's the policy, brother. It's the policy.
but
And then when you bring up how this so-called vague policy is not addressing the issues in the black community, they want to deflect and call you a coon or call you a name, or
of course that's the whole thing. Like I said, well, we got news for that. Yeah, this whole thing. Yeah, me. Check this out. This is the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Uh, we've let them. We've let. We're gonna start framing this, right? We call these Negroes Black Power Americans. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Black Power Americans. You know what I'm saying? In other words, basically, the only thing that basically can challenge these people in the political process is a nationalist movement. You know what I'm saying? In other words, basically, we're saying, okay, us nationalists are saying, you know something? You know what I'm saying? We just went into the lion's den. I just showed you, just me talking just for a little while, showed you that your politics in America and everything has completely failed. Integration in America has completely, let's call it in, it's time to start calling out chips in. You know what I'm saying? Integration in America has completely failed. You know what I'm saying? America was never designed to integrate or be to give black people parity and equality. It's a joke. By believing in America or believing this, you are basically deceiving the masses of black people. And you know what they say? Well, what are you going to do about it? This is what that you got to get them to say talk just like that. Well, you ain't got no choice. So in other words, basically, you're saying, you know what I'm saying? I got to sit here and take the white man. That's the main problem. The white man's shit. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately the cause of all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But then I got to sit here and pretend like you not only are trying to do something about it, right? But you got that I have to believe that you're trying to do something about it, or you have the capability of doing something about it. That's the whole thing. These black politicians and black political class never had the capability to deal with this system. Never had the capability of solving black people's problems. You know what I'm saying? We're like 50 years out from the civil rights era and everything, and you got areas in America have never benefited. I'm thinking about my own life. I'm thinking about when I grew up, right? I grew up, okay, my parents had a nice house and everything. Father had a good job and all stuff like that. I had a good life and everything. But I always knew there were black people who still lived in the ghetto, this, that, and the other thing, who never really got to see the good life and everything. I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like this and whatnot, I can imagine who people who like many generations lived in public housing, how they must feel. You know what I'm saying? They must feel like, man, there is absolutely nothing in America are worth it. You know what I'm saying? And I can see why you have these people like New Era Detroit and all these other people like this and everything, because they feel like you can't go to these brothers and be like, okay, well, brother, man, these people, there's a couple things going on, right? You got people who basically who at the point where they think that violence or going to war will solve something. You know what I'm saying? With white America, right? Going to war or armed struggle or taking over a city, rising up and all that stuff like that. They really believe that's the only alternative because when they look at the political process, look at it from that standpoint. They live in areas like Detroit and everything where they see nothing getting better. Nothing, absolutely nothing getting better. And it's one thing, right? If you have politicians when you heard their voices, they were saying, "Look, we need this. We'll do anything. We'll sit down, talk to anybody. We'll talk to any administration. We'll do this. If we need money and everything, we don't care. We'll give this candidate our vote. We don't give a damn. We want to solve our black people's problems." But these people are like, no, 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 we're gonna hold out. You know what I'm saying? To the next election cycle, we gotta get more. It's more important to get more Democrats in office. It's more important to get the Democratic numbers up by bringing in the illegal aliens and all stuff like this. And so, therefore, okay, let's say you're a Democrat before you're black. Okay, that's fine. You're a Democrat before you're black and everything. Why should black people? This is what I understand. That now that's on them. That's on them. But to the black people, like we were arguing on that one thread today, on that these same people, when things don't work out, well, now who are you going to blame? You just basically defended the same people that gave you absolutely nothing. Or do we have amnesia? Do we understand that in Missouri, in Missouri, we're so politically weak? You know what I'm saying? We couldn't get justice for Michael Brown. That the prosecutor basically threw the case and everything. Darren Wilson is disappeared. Collected $1 million and disappeared and everything like that. Do we understand Tamir Rice? You know what I'm saying? Tamir Rice. All these things that's going on in Black America. Trayvon Martin, all these dead bodies piling up. What are police? Are people supposed to help us? That it was the Obama administration that ignored civil rights violations during his time and everything. Are we supposed to forget all that? Obviously, we are. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm saying. Are black people really serious about politics in America? The one thing that could have basically black people could have rallied around was the fact that if there's a case involving police brutality, there should be a independent counsel or prosecutor. Like in New York, we had this thing called special prosecutor. There was a special prosecutor in the Howard Beach case. I don't know if you remember that Howard Beach case in Queens with a white killed those three guys on the highway and everything. That was back in 1986, right? There was a special prosecutor, right? There was a special prosecutor. First, Al Sharpton asked for a special prosecutor, Charles Hines. When he came down, then they started, oh man, you didn't do a good enough job, whatever, stupid. I don't know, politics, New York politics. But I'm saying is this: the civil rights movement was like this. When when we say we want to integrate in America, right? We never really let our guard down. We said that okay, there's got to be some safeguards in here. You still got white people controlling these the police departments, the district attorney's office, all these things and everything like that that we have to have protections. We still can be discriminated against. There's still a glass ceiling in corporate America. So therefore, there's some things and things that have to be safeguarded if you are serious about us being a part and including in America. That's one thing I do agree with Yvette Carnell about. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there's got to be things. But has the catch. The white Republicans have no intention of ever doing that, right? The black politicians have no power, and they seem like they're uninterested in doing it. So the only thing left, right? The only thing really left right now is black nationalist politics. You know what I'm saying? Black nationalist politics. We're in a really bad situation. 45 million people. Think about it. 45 million people, the size of Black America, are completely helpless. I mean, guys, I don't like. You think about it. Black America. Remember when Trayvon Martin verdict came out? How helpless you felt. With Eric Garner's case, how helpless you felt. You have a Black America that completely feels voiceless and helpless. And what did we do to deserve this? We 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 said in the '60s, right? We told the black radicals and everything, no, 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 give America a chance. Let's not riot no more. Let's not do all this stuff. Let's integrate with America and everything. We said to the Nation of Islam, nah, white man's not the devil, and all stuff like this. We let all that stuff go. You know what I'm saying? The Black Panther Party, we turned our back on the Black Panther Party. We turned our back on all these groups and everything like that that were ready to go to war with Black Liberation Army and everything. You know what I'm saying? Sister Science Support. We turned our back on all that stuff like that because we believed in America and we said that we wanted to give America, mainstream America, and be integrated into America. And this is the thanks we get after 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 turning our back on the people that were fighting for us. This is the thanks we get. Well, white people are like, well, we didn't tell you to do that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't tell you to do that. We don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. So therefore, what do we do at this point in time? What do we do at this point in time? White America has no intention of giving you justice inside of America. They have no intention of doing it. The black political class could care less. They ignoring the problem. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about police shootings. Did anybody say anything? John Lewis, did he ever speak out about any of these police shootings? Did he ever say anything? No. But he gets up there and he talks about the illegal aliens. He called this little illegal alien boy like his son or whatever. So I asked a question. Why do we keep voting these people back in power? Why do these people stay in Congress for 50, 60 years? Why is that? Why is that? Why? Because the Democratic Party, Chuck Schumer and all these other people basically do not care about a black agenda. There is no black agenda. The last black agenda, let me tell you something. Let me listen to it right now. Right now. Let me give you history. I know I said this one time before, and I want to bring it back again, so people say the last time we really had a black agenda in the Democratic Party was the election of 1988, right? When Michael Dukakis lost in a landslide, right? The Democratic Party said, "Look, we have to kick all this black politics and everything to the curb, even though the stuff they asked for, right, was not going to take really from white people. You tell me making sure black people get 3%, 5% of the contract in cities that were majority black is taken from white people. White people on the whole feel that any sort of progress among black people is a slight to them. White people's racism, right, and their white nationalism, right? We cannot. So in other words, basically, if a black man gets anything, right? Someone says, okay, we're gonna give you a road project, right? Give a black company a road project. He's putting people to work. They're not taking anything from white people. But you got white people, yeah, white people like David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan. That's what it really is. Let me say something right here, right now, right? The real problem is the fear of the far right in this country. They will they don't want to antagonize the far right in this country. Why? Because they feel that even those liberal whites, right, those liberal whites that they're trying to build coalitions with, right, if black people are getting too much, they will lose that vote. So we have to tell ourselves, we have to tell black people, you know what I'm saying, suck it up and everything. The greater good is that everybody benefits, right? Because if you're not going to get anything, if the Republicans and the right wing in this country loses, so black people, granted, we can't talk about your issues, but hey, you might get a little couple scraps here and there or whatever like that. But the main thing is we can protect you from having the right wing in this country in power, right? So therefore, we have to put our issues to the side. So think about this.
Hey, Colin, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you feel this? We're in 2018 now, middle of 2018. We're about 2 years away from the next election cycle. How do you think this is going to play out, the next election cycle?
I like I said, me personally, I think I'm done with election cycles in America. I don't have anything to vote for. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything to vote for. My whole thing is this. My whole thing is this. Uh, we have an election coming up in November, right? No, the House of Representatives. You have this girl who just won, a 28-year-old girl just won in New York City. She upseated a city congressman, right? She's a full-on socialist, right? LGBTQ and all this kind of stuff like this, right? Black America basically is like this. Most black people, when you talk to them, you know what I'm saying, they don't really jive with these sort of politics. You know what I'm saying? So I asked a question. So what are Black America is going to do? We've already our minds are poisoning us both. The only thing I can think of is black people need to vote independent. I voted independent in the last election. You know what I'm saying? I voted independent the last election. Black America needs to be independent. That's the way I see it. I don't understand how with social media. So I can see if before the when you just have three networks and everything, right? Everybody was Democrat or Republican. Now do you know that the majority of white people now are not either Democrat or Republican? You know, the majority of white people in America are independent and they're libertarian. And it's up to and it's up to when they campaign in the white community, right? What's what happens. They know that most white people are center right, right? But the right Democratic platform can swing that person to vote Democrat. The right Republican can swing that person to the thing. Black America is so completely marginalized. We don't know where we fit into the political spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even bother. Get this. Show me anywhere where they bothered to even campaign in the black community. The Democrats had $1 billion. No black bloggers or outlets got any of that money because they assume that you don't have really a political voice in America other than complaining about racism or social programs. Long as you got social programs and poverty programs, you're okay. And also, white people have it in their minds, the liberals or whoever has in minds is you're not going to vote for Republicans anyway because you fear Republicans. You know, you fear Republicans for some strange reason. So therefore, the black vote is marginalized, right? You got the black vote, right? You take the black vote and the white liberal vote and the Hispanic vote and everything. You got the so-called Democratic so-called coalition, right? LGBT and everything like that. Then you got the right wing in this country, right? That's another that's about equal or probably more in scale. And then you got a core number of growing number of whites in the middle, right? Who are political savvy and politically mature that they could go for the left side or the right side because the same people who voted for Trump voted for Obama twice. Obama electrified that center right thing and got the vote the first time and got the vote the second time, right? All the time, the black vote didn't really change at all. So therefore, black people are completely marginalized. And what gets me is this: if the black vote is so marginalized, right? If the black vote is so marginalized, and our vote don't really count, why is it that the black politicians make the most noise? You know what I'm saying? Why do the black politicians make the most noise when they know the black vote is pretty much neutralized and neutered? They make the most. They go out there and do the dirty work of Chuck Schumer, of Nancy Pelosi, and all these other people. The policies that Maxine Waters is spewing is coming from Nancy Pelosi, but she's the one that's basically being on the hook because she's a fool. You know, the politics of Elijah Cummings and everything. That's Chuck Schumer. But Chuck Schumer gets to sit up there, look like a white Jew, and look respectable, while they got the black people out there, whatever position they're trying to get in the Congress or whatever like that, out there doing their bidding. And to black people, that looks like, well, geez, you're coming down, you're going really hard for that agenda. But when we were sitting here talking about hands up, don't shoot, y'all had nothing to say. Y'all had nothing to say and everything like that. But yet, their agenda is getting more these illegals in here to shore up the Democrats' numbers, and to shore up the Democrats' numbers translates to money, because the Democrats will be able, if in power, will be able to set policy as far as banking and all other stuff like that. That's what it's all about. It's all about the money in the end. Whoever is in power is going to basically control oil companies, who control environmental issues and all stuff like this. That's what it's all about. Now, us going out to vote and everything. Most people are never going to benefit from whatever they think they're voting for. What's really going on is about the money and the power. Who controls the money and the power? Who sits in the White House? Who sits in the Speaker's house and everything? Is the one that get legislation passed. You know what I'm saying? The agendas passed in the subcommittees and all these other places. Who gets to put people on the Supreme Court? You know what I'm saying? So all the stuff like this, all the shenanigans that we go through mean absolutely nothing. So I asked a question. Okay, ask a question. What do we vote for? What do we vote for when we go out there and vote? If the issues that are dear to us are not even being addressed, you ask for inner city urban renewal. You know, urban renewal. Invest in the inner cities. You got schools in the inner cities that are failing. Overcrowded schools falling apart. No money available. You know what I'm saying? We got billions of dollars that we spend overseas, and billions of dollars for this, billions of dollars for this. Our schools are crumbling. You got violence in the schools. You know what I'm saying? You got all these things happening. You know what I'm saying? Right now in Black America. And so therefore, you ask yourself the question: who exactly are talking about these issues? Well, these issues are put in the back burner. In every last single Black community in America, the majority of teachers and faculty and everything are white. You go to any inner city school in America and everything like that, the majority of teachers, faculty, and everything are white. You have a white administration, white everything. So you ask yourself, how did that happen? It's simple. You voted Democrat. And the bottom line is this. It's not to your benefit to make sure that Black people benefit, because you got to be non-racial. Everything's about being non-racial when it comes to you. But like I said earlier, the white people in America, they make sure when they have schools, and they have a school budget and everything like that. Whoever gets contracts, or even lunch programs, who the vendors that supply the schools. Everything is part of a white machine that self benefits itself. You show me anything in America where black people go to the polls. I can't remember. I can't think of one thing where black people go to the polls and say, "We're going to go to the polls because this right here that we have tangible is in jeopardy." We never had anything tangible in jeopardy. And like I said, 1988 was the last year. What we had in 1988 was a whole bunch of people like Ron Brown, all those people who had solid plans to rebuild the inner city, to invest in black minority contracts set aside. Would have created, think about it, 30 years of black people getting government contracts and everything. Imagine where we'd be right now. You know what I'm saying? Black people getting banks, fighting redlining. You know what I'm saying? All these things would have happened, everything. But Michael Dukakis lost. After that, right? After that, the Democrats said, we're going to basically make sure that this never happens again. We're going to bring in two good old boys from the South, Bill Clinton and Al Gore, right? The so-called black agenda, this was so humiliating. The black people had to basically, because there was a right-wing insurgent going on at that time, David Duke got a whole bunch of votes. Pat Buchanan was on the rise, all stuff like this. You had a right wing in this country who basically was riding on the fact that of anti-blackness. 1990s election was all about black people. You had the LA riots, you had all these stuff like this. There was an anti-black feel in the country, right? So black people said, if we can get a good old boy up there that likes us, Bill Clinton and everything, we'll be safe. He's a white guy that likes us. And Bill Clinton and all it, Hillary Clinton played that whole we're good to our Negroes, we love black people thing, and we settled for that. Why? And then we took the so-called black agenda and threw it out the window. Why? Because we thought that Newt Gingrich with his Contract for America and all this stuff like this, a right-wing Congress, right-wing Senate, everything, we were so terrified of the right wing in this country. I think, to be honest with you, I think that this is what these black politicians don't seem to understand. Because of social media, right? Because of us being able to talk to each other and us being able to build platforms and everything, we no longer have that fear of white people and the white power structure anymore. You know, am I lying, Dynasty? You know what I'm saying?
No, you're not lying. You're not lying.
We no longer see these people still operating on the fact that black people fear white people. We can't talk about black issues and all this kind of stuff like this, you know, because white people get angry and blah 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 blah. Black America is tired. We are like this. If it means confrontation, so be it. You know what I'm saying? We're not afraid of white America anymore. You know what I'm saying? We're not afraid of this so-called backlash. We're not afraid of this anymore. And so the whole thing is this. Black people are connecting with other black people around the world. We have a Pan-Africanist insurgent going on and everything. The one thing you never hear black talking, let's talk about politicians right now. Let's talk about black mainstream political talking heads. Have you once ever heard anyone mention, as far as was black people concerned, and building, and when they talk about economics, we did economics. They talk economics. Have you ever once heard them mention Africa? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Have you once mentioned Africa? Have you ever once mentioned them talk about we need to build trade and bilateral relations with African countries to facilitate trade between us and the African diaspora and the Caribbean and everything? Have you ever once heard that? No. But it goes on in places like Howard and stuff like this and everything. But it never makes the mainstream media. Why? Because they need us. They still need us to go out there and vote for issues that we don't benefit from. If they could get, if Hillary would have won, you would be in a real worse position. Why? Because they would say, okay, we got our last hurrah out of Black America. We do not need you people anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's what they'll say. We do not need you people anymore. That's it. We're gonna focus on now. We can bring illegals in by the millions and replace you. You know what I'm saying? Just like they did decades back to the Know Nothings and other people. They brought the Irish in and all stuff like that to replace disgruntled American workers. And they brought the Irish in, Irish in. So therefore, what we have is this: we if they have no need for it, if they have they right now they need us one more time. If we can basically give them the Congress or make Trump a one-term president, and then that's it. I'm gonna tell you something right now. If that happens, right? If that happens, right? The first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna open up the borders. They're gonna flood these illegal aliens in here and everything like that, right? And then they are going to replace you. Then any sort of issue, and then you know what they're gonna do? All those black congressmen, they're gonna get rid of them. You know, they're gonna replace them with names like Alvarez and Guadalupe and all these other people like that. You're gonna see Hispanics and be Hispanics and the LGBT. That lady right there that run congressman. Well, that's what's coming down the pike. You had you have that one extremist Muslim lady that's always out there yelling. You know what I'm saying? You got the extremist Muslims, the transgenders, and the socialists, and all these other people and everything. They are going to build a new coalition. That's going to be the new left wing in America. You know what I'm saying? Them along with Hollywood and all these other people and everything like that, because they know fundamentally black people do not jive with all this stuff. We do not jive with all this stuff. They tried with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Black America do not jive with all this stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're serious about stuff. We get disgusted when we see the effects of the degeneracy in our culture. Like Daniel was saying, we went to the mall today. Black America, we know we want better.
I need to go in more on this mall situation. Kyla, it was so depressing, man. I
Yeah,
mean, I
yeah.
saw women dressed like men, men dressed like women, hella trannies, dope boys are selling dope in the food court, hella dusty video vixens. I mean, women who were shaped like SpongeBob wearing
Oh yeah, I've
nothing.
seen that.
I mean, it was just afraid. Then I saw a white guy with a dashiki when I was leaving the mall. It was just a
Yeah.
lot. But this is my thing, Colin. This is. I don't know. A lot of these people are from out of town. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, if this mall
No,
is a
it's not.
reflection of Atlanta, it's a wrap for
Oh,
Atlanta.
maybe Atlanta, man. But the bottom line, yeah, yeah. Okay, the whole thing is, brother, man, don't get depressed. You know what I'm saying? People go, remember something, people go out to show off and everything. And what the problem is this. We do not have people in the mainstream, black people in the mainstream anymore.
Everybody, this was at Lenox Mall in Atlanta, Georgia. It was the weirdest uh, explicitive crap I've ever seen in person under one roof. It was just a whole lot going on. I mean, girls just. I mean, like girls, it looked like they were selling booty in them, like selling booty in the mall. It was just a lot going on.
And this, like I said, that is the culture of what they want black America to be. Ignorant, ratchet, stupid. That's the music, everything they put out and everything like that. That's what they want Black America to be. And what we have to do is say, look, that's not who we are. You know what I'm saying? Those of us who are not like that, we have to be together. You know what I'm saying? Those of us who don't, there's two types of black people in America. There's real black people and there's ratchet black people that are just gone. You know what I'm saying? That's the crack baby generation. You know what I'm saying? The crack baby generation. What they said? What happened? Also, remember that song "A Baby"? Remember that song "A Baby"? You know what I'm saying? Remember that "A Baby"? Remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I said years ago. I said that's what happens when a crack baby grows up. You start saying things like "A baby, A baby, yeah, A baby." I said that is a kind of Hurricane Chris, whatever his name was. You know what I'm saying? That's a crack baby growing up. You know what I'm saying? You have crack babies. The crack babies are now grown. You know what I'm saying? They're out here. You know what I'm saying? And they're acting a fool and everything like that. Well, what do you do with them? You can't just kill them. You know what I'm saying? They're there. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is this: we have to basically, and those of us black people, we have to be together. You know what I'm saying? We have to have sanctuary. We have to have camaraderie and support systems for us normal black people. You know what I'm saying? Us normal black people have to get together because it's really depressing. You know what I'm saying? Watching these people descend into this. You know what I'm saying? And people think it's cool. People think it's right. People think it's thing. The bottom line, and it's not just black people too. I'm noticing that the whole culture of America is becoming ghetto, ratchet. White people are becoming more white trash. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is going down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Nobody wants to be decent. Nobody wants to be intelligent. Nobody wants to do anything right. Everybody wants everything for free. Everybody wants everything through theft. Everybody wants everything through just. And there's another thing. Everybody wants to be a freaking celebrity. Everybody wants to be a star. Everybody. Let me tell you something. The majority of people you'll never see, they'll never show you their personal life on YouTube, right? So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a little therapeutic mind massage right now. Those of you who get depressed watching YouTube and World Star Hip Hop, that you think all the millions of incidents that happen in the world, right? Capturing ratchetness and buffoonery is like one in a million shot. I've tried for years. You know what I'm saying? And I've never seen it. You know what I'm saying? That is not the norm. You know what I'm saying? You have to believe that the majority of black people are normal. You know what I'm saying? That's not the norm. The people who show up to the mall and act like that, they're all gathered. You gotta look at the numbers thing, right? There may be a few thousand people in the mall. There might be a million people in the Atlanta area. You know what I'm saying? So remember that well, geez. The very worst people will congregate with each other. You know what I'm saying? The very worst people will congregate. So I refuse to believe that as a reflection. I have to believe that because if I don't, I will start hating my own race. I know the majority of black people are not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's only the fools who show up at the mall. They always show up at on a video camera. They're always fighting, acting a fool, acting ignorant, and everything. Whereas let me give you an example. I saw in a restaurant the other day, and I seen this one brother, right? And he was sitting there with his family. His family was so wealthy. He had like three beautiful daughters, like two sons and everything. And young bro too. It was like that guy was like in his 30s or whatever. And he had a family. One, I think his oldest kid was like about 13, 14, whatever. But anyway, man, I felt like telling him, man, you got such a beautiful family there, you know? They sat there, they were just well behaved and everything like that. You know, and I said to myself, this image does not get out there enough. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of brothers out there, black people out there who do beautiful things. But the thing is, you'll never see somebody take a video camera and say, "Oh, look at this black family eating. Well, nice. Girls got their hair braided and plaited and everything with beads. I mean, beautiful. Son looked all respectful and everything. You'll never see nobody take a camera and say, "Hey, look, let me videotape you and put this in World Star Hip Hop." You see what I'm saying? That will basically go unchallenged. But the thing is, we live in a hyper video world where we see the stuff on video, and then the moment we see it in real life, it I go through the same thing. It sends me into a spiral of depression. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see this when I see the stuff I see on World Star Hip Hop, and I see it up close. I'm like, oh Lord. I pull up to the side of the road, like, man, I'm so depressed. You know what I'm saying? I'm so depressed. World Star Hip Hop could try all at once, right? But the bottom line is they need to freaking understand that we, normal black people, right? We're basically taking back our culture and taking back our community. We're taking it back. You know what I'm saying? We take it back with shows like this. Because shows like this hit some Negroes upside the head. You know what I'm saying? We knock these Negroes upside the head and tell them, look, this is what it is. This is what it is. And I'm going to segue into, mute. I'm gonna segue into something I was meaning to talk. I wanted to talk about, right? Wanted to talk about. I just told you we just talked for an hour about the black politicians and all stuff like this, and the black talking heads and everything like that, right? You want to know how they ever come to power? You want to know why they stay in power?
How? How do they stay in power?
Because they basically know how to manipulate the masses of people with certain things, right? They always make it seem like, okay, like there's some secret cabal against you, and I'm the one that's up there in that place protecting and looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? They'll never exactly say specifically what they're talking about, but you just have to trust and believe that these people are fighting for your best interest, right? And that's what's dangerous, right? Because these people can stay in power forever because they know that their constituents are ignorant, right? They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They assume that because they're up in Congress, they know what's behind the scenes, or there's something going on that they just overheard this thing, and you gotta understand, man. I'm here to warn you and whatnot, blah 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 blah. And you're like, well, we gotta keep this guy in power because he's looking out for us. You know what I'm saying? When and two nationalist politics, right? When as far as like nationhood, nationalism, right? Let's say we're nationalists. We want a nation of our own, right? The main thing of a nation, of any nation, right, is to be able to give the least among you justice and peace, right? If a country can't, if a nation or a republic or a system can't give the least among you, the most powerless people, justice, then that's what they call illegitimate, no matter what. Then there's another strain of thought that came through the thousands of years that said, well, might makes for right. Justice means strength. And so if you got strong enough to have justice and everything, your justice is about taking it, right? And being strong. Then there's another side to that says no, justice should be about protecting those who cannot fight for themselves and everything. Those two ideologies have battled each other for thousands of years, right? Well, we look at America right now. What side of that are we on? It doesn't seem like the strong seems like it wins all the time. Doesn't seem like the protecting the people who are vulnerable. That that doesn't really jive. How could the state of Florida let what happened to Trayvon Martin and then gets this? Remember that incident with the guy, the police officer shot the guy through his garage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the family was awarded what a 1 penny, a dollar.
More than 4 cents, and then they took it back. You know what I'm saying? That is the system saying, I'm strong, you're weak, you're weak. Justice is only for the strong and powerful. Now I want to understand how electing any one of these Negroes to Congress is going to reverse that. But fundamentally, the society says that's okay. The system of society says that's okay. We have a problem here as black people and everything. Next year will be 400 years of us in America. It is time. I'm gonna keep saying this. I know a lot of people are not BIL members and everything. Listen to the show and everything. But as I'm coming on the show, I have to say it like it is. It is time. It is time for us to have nationhood. Nation is the only way. And when we do have nationhood, right? We have to have a system. When we start saying, what we all brainstorm, what kind of country would I want to live in? What kind of country I want to build for the next future? Because most of us would not make it there, but we could say, okay, what kind of nation, if it's being formed, do we want? What kind of justice system do we want? What kind of justice system? Well, we want a system where the average person has liberty. Now let's talk about what liberty is, right? Liberty comes from a social contract, right? A social contract is this: we have a government, right? You have a government, you have a society, right? There's things that the state does, and there's things that the people does. You have two things when you have a nation, right? A society or a country. You have the nation and you have the state. The nation is the people, right? The state is the one that protects the nation. The state is the land, the infrastructure, the laws, the constitution, all the stuff like that, the police, the courts, everything, right? Then you have the people, the nation of the people. Their duties to the new duties the nation has to the state, and its duties the state has to the nation. Those two things is called a social contract, right? What does the state want? Well, the state wants people to be law abiding, right? To be patriotic, to build families, right? To be hardworking, thrift, honest. You know what I'm saying? all those things. But we know human nature, people veer off. And then you got people, you have a system that punish people and rewards people for how they participate in the society. You know what I'm saying? When you have a system, when we have a system that's based on justice, and the only way you can have that is when people, on the whole, consent to being governed. You know what I'm saying? Black people in America are the only group of people that came here involuntarily. So I think the problems we face in America comes from the fact that we came here involuntarily, and so therefore there was never really any social eh, contract with Black America. Dice, you understand what I'm saying? You understand? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
There was no social contract, right? And then since there was no social contract because we didn't come here voluntarily, right? Now they want to take away what civil rights protections that we had for the last 40, 50 years and throw those out the thing. Civil rights now is about the illegal alien getting asylum. They fighting for civil rights. The transgender, he has a civil right now to go into a bathroom and everything. They so watered down the so-called civil rights, which was really designed to protect who? The descendants of slaves who came here involuntarily. You know what I'm saying? In other words, basically, since they're taking all these protections that historically protect us. Now, another thing we could do, we could just basically just say, you know something? We're a bunch of clowns. We're a bunch of buffoons. We're a bunch of idiots. Let's just laugh and couple it off and whatnot and become so sick that we just die of ourselves. Because no human being will sit there and accept themselves in a society where they don't have where they can't expect justice. You think about that for a second. If you live in a society that does not give you justice and everything, and you know that, and you basically accept that, what happens is this, you get sicker and sicker and sicker. And this is what you see right now when we go to the malls. This is what you see with the men with the pants sagging down. We're becoming sicker and sicker because we bought into a society that basically says you are nothing. You're never going to be nothing. We're never going to give you justice. We're never going to give you equality. You know what I'm saying? We're never going to protect you. And also, if you step out of line, we will crush you. And fear is what makes us act as sick. Fear of opposing them it makes us act sick. Fear, check this out. Fear. This is what I'm saying. When you did you see brother Amin Raz posted his black men living abroad, black men living abroad.
I didn't. What did it say?
Okay, well he said he dropped it. He said, man, he said, look, and I've said this a long time ago. I don't know if he went back in one of my blogs, whatever like that. No, I'm gonna give myself credit. But I would say, okay. He said, look, I lived in Africa now for 20 years. He said, do you know? He said, I noticed no one ever talks about the number of black people leaving America. Why they don't talk about that? Because once you decide that you've had enough of America and you reject America, they no longer have any use for you. They can't control you anymore. If you say, look, look, I'm out of here. I think it's a way 5 years from now. I got a 5 year plan to get out of here. I'm investing in this country right here. I'm going for it. And like I said, we all have our favorite country or destination, whatever like that. Some of us want the nation state. Some of us say, I'm just getting the hell out of here. I gotta try to buy this villa, this a condo out in Rwanda or Zanzibar, whatever. I'm getting the hell out of here. So the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. They do not want to have that discussion because that discussion moves the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? That discussion means that, well, geez, if you have 45 million people saying, look, I'm just trying to get out of here, whatever like that, they no longer can control you. Why? They can't control you. What's the one thing that disappears? Fear. They for the longest time, what do you think they make Tarzan movies for? They want you to fear leaving America.
Hey, Colin, can I interject real quick?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, BLM, Black Lives Matter. Hold on. Somebody pointed this out to me the other day. In fact, you were actually on. Hold on. They're no longer Black Lives Matter anymore. Oh, let me go to
Of
the
course,
site again.
of course.
Hold on 1 second. It's okay, no, they're Black Lives Matter. Okay, it's Black Lives Matter. But I think that one of the chapters somewhere else had changed their name. But still, anyways, I mean, they're not doing anything. This is what was crazy, Kala.
Right.
Black people are so concerned about Donald Trump showing his damn tax returns, but they're not calling out Black Lives Matter to see where the actual money is going.
Yeah, because like I said, yeah, that because we're sick people. You know what I'm saying? We're sick people. You had an organization that basically came in and the movement was about black men getting shot down, right? Within a few months, it became about feminism, anti-patriarchy. What else they said? You're muted, Dice. Wait, you mute. You muted. You muted.
Toxic black
Ma-
masculinity.
Yeah, all this stuff like this. All this stuff like this was basically was bro. I said, wait a minute here. I thought the whole thing was about Michael Brown got shot and Black Lives Matter, right? We got into all this other stuff like this. It became co-opted by the mainstream media and everything. After the election, it began fizzling out. You know what I'm saying? After the election, it began fizzling out. Okay, it doesn't exist anymore. Now the LGBT about black queer folks and whatnot changing the gender thing, the gender wars, and all this kind of stupid stuff that had nothing to do with black people getting shot by police. You know, and also because there was so much money involved, right? You had George Soros and all these other people giving them money and everything. They were doing all these rallies and everything like that, causing political disturbances and all stuff like that. And so, therefore, it was used as a political tool, for political. But it's almost like if I didn't know any better, you would think that the right wing was funding Black Lives Matter because that ginned up the right wing in this country for a backlash. You know what I'm saying? And it got people out there and say, I like Obama and everything like that, but I think I'm gonna go with the white guy this time. I don't know what was they now. They're all disappeared. It's almost like they were working for Trump. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like, you guys get out there. You did all this stuff. You talked all this nonsense and everything, and you guys made people, white people, vote for Trump. The bottom line is this: if you were trying to get political power, you failed. I did not hear anybody in Black Lives Matter say we want a special prosecutor or special counsel when there's policing. Why? Why didn't they say that? Because that was not the part of their agenda. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing tangible, specific they were asking for. They said they got up on television and said we want to end white privilege. Vague, abstract things. So in other words, they're gonna ask white people, give up your white privilege. One Black Lives Matter letter said white people should give every white person should give a black people $1,000. I had all the stuff was going back and forth and everything, but the original thing was police brutality and black people get shot and no police held accountable for it. And so you ask yourself the question: what was it all about? I have no idea. I just basically look back at the whole thing because I saw here in Richmond that there was a so-called Black Lives Matter that held up traffic, and after they arrested the people, there was a whole bunch of white people with their hair dyed black. They were dressed in all black and everything, and they said Black Lives Matter, and they were holding up traffic and everything. And I said to myself, so anybody can just grab a thing, say Black Lives Matter, and put on a mask and everything. You can't see what they look like, and call it Black Lives Matter. So I said like this: look, I don't know what's their ultimate goal, what's their end game. If the end game basically having a special prosecutor oversighting thing. That's what that we did during the civil rights movement. We always asked the FBI or wherever to overlook because we didn't trust these local redneck precincts in the South. So the FBI began opening up field offices in the South. You know, and black people, and then you had groups like Southern Poverty Law Center monitoring hate groups and stuff like that. And black people felt a little bit, and then they had brought civil rights. They brought say what you want. I don't know what they're doing now. Southern Poverty Law Center is doing right now, but from what I hear, they're out of business. But they brought lawsuits against the Klan and bankrupted many Klan organizations. You know, Black America felt a little safe, but that was a white organization that did that. You know, and so like I said, the things that are killing us in Black America, one is self hate, hatred for our skin and hair. I'm saying ashamed of our history and our motherland. These things, white people, make no mistake, white America. When you see a lot of self hate in Black America, everything, okay, you know, we see a lot of black people doing everything like that, but let's not focus on black people doing that. White people know exactly what they're doing when this stuff is going out. They pay attention to the black natural hair movement. You know what I'm saying? They don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's ultimately it's white people that don't like the black natural hair movement. They'll get their stupid coonnets out there to do their bidding, but ultimately it's white people behind this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't like the idea of black people identifying with Africa. You know what I'm saying? They go into chat rooms and they go into stuff and they pretend to be Nigerians, they pretend to be Ghanaians, and they pretend to be all this stuff like that to start trouble between black people across the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Black people, they distort black people's history and everything. You never built anything. Liberia, I don't want to tell you how many wars I've had online for white people who are trying to either trying to take credit for Liberia, you know what I'm saying, or deny Liberia was a success. When you prove that was a success, they want to take credit for it. Oh well, it was a white. No. It was a black country and everything like that. So all the stuff we got to go through. White nationalism. Right now, you're fighting white nationalism. Why? Because white people, you could talk all the blue in the face and everything. White people are always going to support the police. They're going to support the police against you. You know, so this idea that okay, well, we're going to do something about police brutality. I don't know what else can you do. You know, have you ever seen on camera an incident, except for the LA riots, remember the time where the police backed off? Remember that? During the riots? Remember that time?
Yeah, I remember. Absolutely.
Remember that? That was the
Yeah.
only time in history where the police were like, oh, let's get out of here, band shit. And they backed off. And the whole city went to hell. Remember that? That's the only
Yeah.
time in history. Now, since that, they're like this. We don't care what we have to do, and we have to kill every one of you. When we send the police out there and whatnot, it's going to end. They're going to win. So, like this, we have a lack of respect for each other in Black America. We have a lack of respect. We don't respect each other. We don't respect each other's ideas. We don't respect each other's accomplishments. We don't respect each other's success. We don't respect each other's where our values are and everything like that, and lack of trust. You know what I'm saying? All these things basically are part of the socialization process. If we don't have a socialization process in Black America, how are you going to talk about economics? And if you don't have economics and everything like that, something to base your socialization around, you know, your socialization, how are you going to talk about politics? How are you going to jump from being like what you see today in the mall, Adidas, right? Now that's the base. That's John Lewis's base. You know what I'm saying? The people in the mall right there is John
What's
Lewis's base.
crazy? It's the Democratic base. It is John Lewis's base.
You know what I'm saying? People with no direction, everything, making political decisions. You know what I'm saying? Making going out there voting, putting up there. So therefore, since his base is stupid and ill-informed, ignorant, you know what I'm saying? Ratchet and everything like that, if they do show up to vote and everything like that, he feels no obligation to do anything for them. You know, they're gonna make Atlanta a sanctuary city. Are they freaking crazy? You know, are they crazy? They're gonna make Atlanta a sanctuary city where illegal aliens can take with little jobs and crumbs of black community down this struggle. Atlanta's a sharp place, man. It's sharp. I mean, a lot of people they say, "Oh, I'm moving hot Atlanta and whatnot." And I learned a long time ago. I almost made the move to Atlanta, right? And this one brother told me, "Don't you do it." Now I could go down there because of the business I do. I'll do well. You know what I'm saying? Because what I do for a living. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
let me ask you this, caller. What was the brother's reason for telling you not to move to Atlanta?
Well, you know what it is was he did security. You know what I'm saying? He did security, you know. He's one of these blue collar bros, man. He did security, right? This was years ago, right? This is before I started doing insurance for a living. I started making good money and stuff like that, right? He did security, right? Him and his girl one night. He was from Brooklyn, right? They was Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? And so his nigga was Brooklyn. We just call him Brooklyn, right? And so he did security, armed security, and everything like that. His girl did security too, and everything like that. And so he's from Jersey. He was from Jersey, from New York. He's from Brooklyn, but he lived in Jersey, Patterson, right? But he's originally from Brooklyn. So he said, "Yeah, I was down in Atlanta for 2 years, man. I had to get out of there, man." He came to Virginia. I said, "Wow, what happened?" He said, "Yo, look, man. All these black people from Jersey came down there, man. Everybody's getting out. What? He couldn't find no work, man, no job, man." He said, "You got." Then it dawned on me. I said, "Well, you know something? You're right. You got all these black people talking about, oh, hot Atlanta, hot Atlanta." He said, "Yeah, no, some black people got money down there. They got good jobs and everything. They graduated from HBCU. They got jobs. This set, and you got black people down there." He said, "But the bottom line is this, man. For every one person, he said, every time you go fill out a job, there's 20 other people trying to get your position and everything." He says, "Rough down there." And I'm like, damn. See, that's a black city. That's the reality of having a black city that can't bring in business or don't think it's in the urgency of bringing in business for the population. You know what I'm saying? Why can't Atlanta, with all the universities and everything, attract business there to put people to work? You know what I'm saying? Or investments and whatever like that. Why is that happening? I don't understand it. And can you like this on that, Dinus?
Well, no, Atlanta's attracting a lot of businesses here. I mean,
So why? But
Amazon.
why so many? What the thing is, okay, if they track Amazon, are the black people going to benefit?
I think black people will benefit, but the thing is, it's just the Atlanta's changing, man. I mean, the actual city, but at the same time, you still have a lot, especially on the south side. You still have a lot of south side and to the east, whether it be Decatur, Stone Mountain. You still have relatively a lot of black people there. Clayton County is still predominantly black, I would say. Part of, I mean, there's still a lot of black people in the outskirts of Atlanta. So they will get a lot of these warehousing jobs at like an Amazon or whatnot, or their headquarters.
Right.
So it's not completely over. It's just the city of Atlanta itself. It's
The downtown area.
yeah,
What's
downtown, midtown, Buckhead. It's completely changing.
and was that changing for better for black people or
No,
better?
absolutely not. It's not beneficial for black people. Absolutely not.
What's
Because like I said, they were speaking about turning Atlanta into a sanctuary city.
yeah.
And what's crazy though, you have black people here in Atlanta, so-called black political pundits that went to HBCUs who are the absolute worst,
Hmm.
who are like, defending, Atlanta turning into a sanctuary city, like defending it. It's like, dude, this does not benefit the black people of Atlanta. How, in fact, I'm still waiting for one black person to tell me how illegal immigration benefits black people without calling me a name.
They can't. They can't. There's absolutely no benefits from illegal aliens for black people. Now, I'm not saying this because I dislike illegal. My whole thing is this: uh, illegal immigration is coming. Like you made a point today too. Why are none of the black people from these countries migrating up here? From these It's always Hispanic, everything, and you could tell
Hold on, let
this.
me cut in real quick. Exactly. So, and this is the issue. So, I got my liberal, delusional black friends in California
Right.
who are on this, oh, let's partner with the minorities to take down white supremacy. Oh, we got to take down white supremacy together. And my thing to them, I never get a straight answer without being called a name.
It takes out.
These other minority groups, okay, are only in it for their own interests. And then I
Right.
brought up, if you look at these countries that these illegal aliens are coming from, these immigrants are coming from, is Central America, South America, and Mexico. Black people are marginalized there, and they use white supremacy as far as laws, their immigration laws, the laws in the way they marginalize black people white supremacy is still in force. Like in a lot of these countries that they're immigrating from, you have the white people who are ruling these countries. You
Yeah.
know, but they don't want to address that. They want to call you. They deflect by calling you a name.
Okay, check this out. We got mute. Jorge Ramos looks like a white man. You ever seen him? The president of Univision that always running around talking crap. He looks like a white man. He says that America. You got to mute me, brother. He says that America is about bringing people in from all over the world. And so this one guy said, no, America is not like that. It's a country of laws. You know what I'm saying? He said, well, we're going to make America Hispanic and all. And I'm like, wait a minute here. These people openly. This was another thing what I can't stand. Right? The illegal alien issue is bringing up racial tensions. Right? But it seems like white people only backlash against black people. You ever notice that? Have anybody else ever noticed that? You know what I'm saying? The more white people get mad at Asians and all these other people, the more they take their frustrations out on us. You know what I'm saying? The more we get shot, the more we get racial profile, all stuff like this, because it seems like these people, these illegal aliens and everything, when they get here and everything like that, they know how to blend in and kiss ass of white society and make white people feel better or whatever like that. Well, we're still walking around like, hey, blah blah blah. We're black, this, that, and the other thing. And the white people know that we're the most powerless people, and white people don't want to pick on them because they somehow. This was sad. Illegal aliens, Mexicans, and everything have more political clout and power than black people. You know what I'm saying? When's the last time you've seen a Mexican shot down by police at a traffic stop? Matter of fact, the guy that shot Philando Castile was a Latino. You know what I'm saying? Latinos are waging a race war in Compton and all these other places, driving black people out. Crenshaw was once black, now they're driving them out. Nobody talks about that. When you talk about the racist Latinos and all the stuff like this, it ain't like the Latinos that we used to know in the Bronx and everything like that. These people are coming from countries like El Salvador. Let me tell you a story. I had this one guy. I was in a bar one time. This was back in '03, right? And it's a fat guy from I think he was from El Salvador. I won't say El Salvador or Honduras, one of those countries, right? And he looked like a white. He looked like a white Hispanic, right? But he spoke a little bit of English and everything. He said, "Hey, my brother, just that, hey, brother." And he's there talking to me, right? And then he goes like this to me. He goes, he puts his hand on my shoulder. He goes, and he points to this black lady, real big, heavy set black lady, right? A Jamaican lady. He goes, "That's my wife over there." I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes like this. He goes. "I know she's big and everything, but I wouldn't trade her for nothing in the world, right?" I go, "Oh, really?" He goes, "My family down in El Salvador, they're very racist. They don't like black people. Blah 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 blah." I told her I had a black wife, whatnot. They said no. This that. He goes, "But when they met her, they met her. He goes, they loved her so much. He goes, my mother was like hugging her like we time to go home. Like, no, you can't go. Love her to death. My mother loves her to death. No, no, no. My family loves her to death. Blah blah blah." This and the other thing. Then he tells me he has a brother, right? That's on his way. Think about this, right? And I didn't even get what because that's when the illegal thing was just starting to pop off, right? I didn't even get what he was saying. He goes, he has a brother that's on his way to the United States, right? And I said, "Oh, well, really?" You know what I'm saying? And he says, "When I get to America, man, I'm gonna kill some black people." I go, and he says, "Well, why you kill?" He goes, "America, they're ruining America. I'm gonna kill blacks. I just want to kill blacks. When I get to America, I'm gonna kill blacks. I'm gonna kill some black people." And so, in other words, this guy is on his way through Mexico, whatever like that, trying to get across the border, talking about he wants to kill black people. True story. And he said, man, he tried to tell his brother, he said, no, no, no. He said, my brother met my wife and everything. He likes her and everything, but he said, he goes, black people, because I gave it, he's talking about his brother's a gang member, whatever. He was brother's gang member. He said, yeah, we're gonna take over, we're gonna kill the blacks, drive them out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're gonna do America a favor by killing black people, you know? And I said to myself back then, you know what I'm saying? That's what I knew back then. That was 2013, 15 years ago. That this whole so-called Black Brown coalition is bullshit. And you got so-called black political heads and political pundits running around talking about, oh, our Latino brothers and their all those kind of stupid stuff. Look, things have changed. Everybody else in the world understands that 5 years, 10 years, things change. Black people are still stuck in 1965, where everybody was a minority group. Yeah, the Chinese were oppressed back in 1965. Now the Chinese basically, through affirmative action, through new immigration laws and everything like that, now these people dominate Silicon Valley, and they're trying to keep your black ass out, and you still stagnated. While you sit there, all us minorities and everything, it has to be a black first, black only agenda. We have to think about ourselves, you know what I'm saying, and not apologize for it. The problem is we got black people that got way too many white friends and everything. And if your white friends, if they're really your friends and everything, they would understand. Well, which I doubt they will, because a lot of times white friends will basically try to get you in that guilt trip about we are the world and those kind of colorblind crap, which they don't believe because every white person knows that as long as they're in power and everything, as soon as that white friend feels threatened or feels like his power is slipping and everything, and a lot of black people found out that their so-called white friends voted for Trump. You know? Oh, how did that happen? I thought you was all everything's colorblind and everything. I thought Obama said post-racial America. No, fool. And because of Obama's 8 years, Black America is as weak as we were. We lost a lot, brother. We lost a lot. And the only thing that can save us right now is what we're doing right now as far as Pan Africanism and nationalism and black unity and black politics and everything like that. That's the only thing that can save Black America right now. But the black political class, what is it going to have to do? You asked me earlier about the black thing. I think we need to sit out 2 election cycles and let this thing crash. You know what I'm saying? If it means Republicans taking power for a generation, I believe black people will come back stronger. You know what I'm saying? Because the black political class have basically sold us out. They destroyed us, and they have no intention of representing our interests. Now, don't tell me I got to get out there and vote or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. I don't give a rat's ass about who gets in power and everything. If you're not getting, no one's going to get a free ride off my back. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get a free ride off my back. And so this is it's just sad, it's just sad. Everybody thought, oh yeah, this thing they really clever what they do it. Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and all these other people are these people don't give a fuck about like people. They care about these people are angry because they're not really white. They really want to be white. But since they so-called African, that's another thing. African American. We got another African American. You know what I'm saying? That's just a freaking label they put on people. African American. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to be black anymore. You know what I'm saying? But your label African American. Barack Obama was an African American. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got an African American on the Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got an African American running for Senate. You know what I'm saying? All things are all good. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line is this: none of these people have anything to do with us. You know what I'm saying? With us. These people are basically pushing a so-called left-wing agenda. You know what I'm saying? That seeks to decolorize black people. You know what I'm saying? Let us think in terms of vague and abstractness and all stuff like this. Oh, some people like when I said that. Negroism. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We, like I said, we like being a buffoon. I'm saying every time I see, you know what I'm saying, black
There was a lot of neo-negroism at the mall today. A lot of it.
neo-negroism. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is black people basically are too afraid. A black male in America is too emasculated, to stand up for himself. Me, this is why I'm a nationalist. This is why I say join the BAIO. So I said stop trolling, Colin. Come on, man, I'm not trolling. Check this out. I basically joined the BAIO because the Black African Infrastructure Organization is all about nationhood and everything as an end game, right? When you do that, right? Let me tell you something. You know what you need is like, let me tell you something, folks. Let me tell you something. Let Uncle Colin sit here and tell you something about the facts of life. Your Uncle Colin's gonna tell you something about the facts of life, right? The bottom line is this: if you are not happy, none of this means shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you're constantly miserable and upset and everything, none of this means shit. White people in white America is happy right now. Why? Because they got a blonde, blue-eyed president in office, and he's doing all the things, populist things that he told me he was going to do for generations. They're happy. Mexicans and everything like that are pretty much happy, whatever like that, because at least they have a fighting chance, right? Africans are pretty much happy and everything like that. They can come over here, they go back and forth. You see them with their families and everything. There's a sadness in Black America right now. Why? Because we don't know who we are and we don't know where we belong. It used to be hot Atlanta, hot Atlanta. The reports I'm getting out of Atlanta right now, Atlanta ain't too hot no more. You know what I'm saying? Detroit used to be Motown and whatnot. Yeah, Motown and everything, you know. It should be called Smoketown because you can get your black ass smoked, you know what I'm saying, by a gun. You know what I'm saying? Gary, Indiana, home of Michael Jackson and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? The place is hell on earth. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore, I wouldn't go there on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even go there on Easter Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Let alone Sunday. Everywhere you see that traditionally black people, Harlem. Oh wow, my God, I forgot Harlem was even black anymore. You know what I'm saying? You got Baskin Robbins and Dwayne Reed and Payless Shoes and everything. Harlem is not Harlem anymore. So therefore, there's a great sadness going on. And then look at our music, right? The very word. Look at some of these new rappers out here now. We're orange hair, pink hair, black is white is black. No one knows who they are. Young Thug wears a dress and everything like that. The bottom line is this: we need to get back to families, our traditional culture, who we are. Families are important. Brother, sisters out there, you know what I'm saying? Get yourself hitched up, get married, have families and everything like that. Network with other black people that are positive, you know? Young people under the age of 25, get yourself in school, you know what I'm saying? Don't get yourself in a lot of debt. Get yourself in college, get yourself in education, you know what I'm saying? And we need, yeah, like I said, we need to go back to the basics. We need the family structure back in. Without family structure, you give us 10 years, and when a black family structure is strong in America and everything like that, and we're standing up and we're supporting and building black businesses and we're building links overseas and everything like that, we will be invincible. But we're never going to be invincible as long as we keep buying into America and culture. Who do they elevate in America? The worst freaking fools that we could ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why you see NBA players wearing tight pants and dresses right now and high heels. Like Cam Newton, they turned Cam Newton out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's a reason. Black manhood and black masculinity is under assault. You know what I'm saying? We need to get back to the basics and then we will have happiness. I believe nationhood and the idea you don't have to, when we say nation, I don't want to scare nobody. I'm not saying get on a boat and go to Africa. No. But you should support our endeavors on the continent. We got a lot of people on there. You got people joining the BAL telling me today, well, I'm going to go to Ghana in a few weeks. The girl told me I'm going to Ghana. Purely sister to join the BAL. Said I'm on my way to Ghana in a few months and whatnot. You know, I want to open up a chapter BAIO. Things are happening, folks. We want to build these networks globally and everything so you can live. You know, you got people all over the world that are building businesses, building industries, that are politicking with government. We have no access to American government. That's another thing. I talk to government officials all the time in Africa. You know what I'm saying? I don't bring it on the thing, but I do. I talk to government officials in Africa and they tell me, what the hell are y'all waiting for? What the hell do y'all need to get over here? What are you waiting for? You know what I'm saying? What are you waiting for? The pursuit of happiness, being together with my own people, loving yourself. When you look in the mirror, folks, love what you see. Because God made you the way He is. Love your hair, love your skin color, love your nose. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself. You are beautiful. We're a beautiful people. We're a beautiful race. Love yourself and everything. Don't apologize for being black and everything. Understand there's millions of people that think like you and want to be with you and we want to build together. You know what I'm saying? When you have that, you will have a sense of happiness. And then, and don't apologize for being black. Defend your people. Become tribal. It's time for us to become tribal. That is, do you think we should become more African Americans should become more tribal? We're the least tribal. out of thing. You don't think we should give tribalism a chance for once? Limited tribalism. What do you think, Dinas? Dinas.
We need to be we need to get on code. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, we need to
So
get
I
on
guess
code.
getting on code means becoming more tribal.
We need to buckle. If tribalism will save, unify us and save us. I think we need to try it, man. What I'm saying? I think we just anybody can come into our community. And, so you got to be with us. Our African brothers and sisters and whatnot. You understand? We got a lot of African brothers in the BL, but they understand our plan and they're all with it. Hey, look, ultimate goal. Just like we always say, if Nigeria wins, we win. If we win, you win. Right? How come we never said that before? We've never said that before. We've never put that out there, Dennis. You never noticed that? We never told Africans if we win, you win. Okay.
I have, but you know what? We got to do another. We got to do another video on that.
Yeah, if we African or Black America wins and everything like that, we do achieve nationhood and all stuff like that, you will win. You know what I'm saying? I've never actually said that. You know what I'm saying? I always talked about how if Africa wins, we will win. But if we win Africa, you will win. You know what I'm saying? Having Black America strong is a beneficial to Africans. Everything. Right now, we can't help Africa right now because our Black political class has no interest. They have no Africa policy. I remember it used to be a time where at least Jesse Jackson used to go to Africa and talk to African leaders and everything. These African leaders, African American leaders, Barack Obama goes to Africa. He wants to talk about LGBT rights, talk about homosexuality, and all this kind of freaking nonsense. And so therefore, we don't have anything to offer. You know what I'm saying? Because the black politicians don't want to build trade with Africa. They don't have no interest in all the stuff like this. It's all basically left wing politics. Left wing politics don't like business. They don't like basically black identity politics. Black identity extremists, as they call us. We are just because we identify as black, we're extremists. We're dangerous. Well, I'm really hurting somebody being on this platform tonight. I'm really out there getting ready to throw a bomb at somebody. Okay, yeah, okay, and everything. So I think that's about it, Dennis. You're muted.
All right, cool, man. Well, brother, we appreciate it, man. But how can everybody reach you?
You can join the BAIO, the Black African Infrastructure Organization. Please, folks, will you join the BAIO, right? Whatever state you're in, join that particular state. What we want to do is have people in those states start getting to know each other and meeting up on a personal level and everything. From that, it's going to grow to local organizers, people doing things in the STEM field, science, business networks, and everything. Organize your state in the BAIO and everything because it's going to connect to a bigger, grand scheme of things. But local support. I would like to see BAIO, people in state groups and everything like that, get together right there and take the kids to Busch Gardens, take the kids to Disneyland. Do things like that as a BAO STEM group. Things like that. Socialization. Do you know how powerful that is if people start socializing around the ideology and they go do something like that? They take trips, they plan picnics, they do events and stuff like that. Just socialization. You know what I'm saying? That will build the sort of friendships and bonds of affection. We have to bond with each other again, folks. If we ever were bonded, we were bonded before. Don't make no mistake. When we were living in Jim Crow, we were bonded, all right. You know what I'm saying? Because all we had was each other, and we respected each other. Why? Because when we came out of the house, the man didn't come out of the house unless he had a nice shirt on. Man didn't come out of the house unless he had his hat on right. A man didn't walk in the house with his and didn't take his hat off. We have to get back to the point where we have to respect and be accountable to each other. And that comes through bonding and socialization. We can't live in the abstract. We have to basically bond with each other, socialize with each other, look each other in the eye, hug, and write with each other, and spend with each other, and invest with each other, do business together, and plan with each other, marry each other. All these things, socialization is this phase of the BAL is about socialization. Socialization and getting to know each other and building and bonding and friendships and everything. And like I said, when you join the BIL, you put the messenger in there. When I always answer my messages and everything like that, and you can people talk to me for counsel. If you want my number, I'll message it to you. You can talk to me, and I'll counsel you and stuff like that. Uh, uh, just what I'm saying is, what we want is us to be a people again. You know what I'm saying? We're a diverse organization. We have Christians, Muslims, atheists, agnostics, everything you can imagine, everything. We have educated people. We have, I'm proud to say, we have engineers joining the BIO. People got top skills in education, and we got people who are just working laymen. Tell us what you do. You know what I'm saying? Tell us what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? We want to build a nation. We want to basically have it so that when the time comes to build a nation, everyone's participating, and that nation will be ours. That land will be ours. You know what I'm saying? And I got people, the people I talk to on the African continent, they're like, what the hell are you waiting for? And the only thing I said, the only thing I'm saying is, the only thing that holds me back is neo-Negroism. Neo-Negroism is my biggest impediment. You know what I'm saying? No, Colin, we gotta bang on Trump. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk. I don't give a rat's ass about Donald Trump in America. I see the bigger picture. We're about to have a new election in the Congo at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? There's things happening. We got Paul Kagame as president of the African Union. You see what he's going in Rwanda and everything. There's a whole possibility opening up for us, you know? And so the bottom line is this: I need men to stand up and be men. Be a man. This seize the moment. Don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? We can't let these little Chinese people come here and settle on our ancestral homeland and start setting up shop. We got to be building. And you start by joining the BAIO, the Black African Infrastructure Organization. You know what I'm saying? Join the BAIO. You know what I'm saying? Become a nationalist. Become a born again nationalist. When you become a born again nationalist, you see everything clear. You know what I'm saying? You understand who you are. You're proud to be black. You're proud to be an African race. And you understand that the future is unapologetically being black, being African, and one day having an African nation of our own. And so with that, folks, and whatnot, please, thank you, Dinus. You know, thanks for the show. Thanks for all the help the Search for Who has done for us. You know, it's unreal. You know.
Man, I appreciate it, Kyla. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you go to Search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also go to Africa Personified on those same platforms. Make sure you go to searchforuhuru.com, dynasamir.com, amazon.com, search your name, Dynas Amir. Also go to africapersonified.africa. Until next time, family, peace.